It's August 18th, 1590. You are the colonial governor John White returning to Roanoke Island after 3 years away in England. Your wife, daughter, and granddaughter Virginia Dare were here when you left. So were 117 colonists. They are all gone. The settlement is abandoned. There are no bodies, no graves, no signs of struggle. Carved into a single post is one word: CROATOAN. Today, we walk through exactly what happened at the Roanoke colony in 1587, what John White found when he returned, the theories of what became of the colonists, and why every American schoolchild knows the word Croatoan 435 years later. First, the setup. In 1587, Sir Walter Raleigh sponsored the second English attempt to establish a permanent colony in the New World. 117 colonists led by John White established a settlement on Roanoke Island, North Carolina. On August 18, 1587, Eleanor White Dare gave birth to a daughter, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World. 9 days after his granddaughter was born, John White sailed back to England to gather more supplies. He expected to return within 4 months. Then the Anglo-Spanish War broke out. The English crown commandeered every available ship. White's return was delayed. By the time he secured passage back, 3 years had passed. Now, the discovery. On August 18, 1590, exactly 3 years after his granddaughter's birth, White returned to Roanoke Island. The settlement was empty. The wooden palisade was still standing, but the houses inside had been carefully dismantled. That is not how a settlement looks after a massacre. That is how a settlement looks after a planned departure. No bodies, no graves, no signs of struggle. 2 clues. The colonists had agreed before White's departure that if they were forced to leave Roanoke, they would carve their destination on a tree or post. If they left under duress, they would carve a Maltese cross above the destination name. On a single palisade post, White found the word Croatoan deeply carved. No Maltese cross. They had left voluntarily. Croatoan was the name of both a nearby Native American tribe and the island where they lived, about 80 kilometers south of Roanoke. White wanted to sail south to Croatoan immediately. A hurricane forced his ship back to England. He never returned to the New World. He died believing his family was still alive somewhere on the Carolina coast. Now, the theories. Theory 1. The colonists assimilated into the Croatoan tribe. Modern DNA studies on coastal North Carolina indigenous populations have found markers consistent with English ancestry from the Roanoke era. Theory 2. They were massacred by Powhatan further inland. John Smith reported in 1607 that Chief Powhatan had killed surviving English from a previous colony. Theory 3. They tried to sail home to England in a small boat and perished at sea. No wreckage has ever been recovered. Theory 4. They split into multiple groups, with one going to Croatoan and another moving inland. Theory 5. They were betrayed by Sir Walter Raleigh and supplies were deliberately withheld, leading them to integrate or perish. Recent archaeology offers partial answers. In 2015, archaeologists at Hatteras Island, the former Croatoan, found 16th-century English artifacts, including iron weapons, hunting equipment, and a rapier hilt buried in colonial-era soil layers. These cannot definitively prove the colonists survived, but they are the best physical evidence we have that at least some Roanoke colonists made it to Croatoan. 435 years after Virginia Dare was born and disappeared, the fate of the lost colony of Roanoke remains the oldest unsolved mystery in American history. The word Croatoan is the entirety of what we know.